Welcome back to the Geelong Regional Footy Show. I'm Wes Cusworth, joined by Luke McCullough from the Bellarine Footy League, and obviously, as we made mention earlier, some terrific finals action across the course of the weekend.
Yeah, it was. I got to see Amos versus Barwon Heads on Saturday, which was the first qualifying game to play against Torquay this weekend at Torquay, and it was a very interesting game, very surprising first half. Barwon Heads took a great, comfortable and healthy lead into quarter time and half time, and Amos got to claw back in the end and take the goodies, and now they've got to face Torquay next week.
What was central to the big comeback from Amos?
It was more about, I was speaking to Rowan McSparron, the coach of Amos, after the game. He said it was more about stalling Barwon Heads because it was a scrappy first half, we could say, for the start of that game. The ball was going all over the place, and Barwon Heads seemed to always get out on top. They had the ball, they run and carry the ball, which they've been really good for all season, probably the best in the league, I'd have to say. And yeah, the Amos, come the fourth quarter, they almost doubled their score to get that win. They started to hold the ball, set up quickly, and it sort of confused Barwon Heads a bit because they had to sort of come together with the game slowing down. So Barwon Heads also, Mitch Herbison said that they didn't polish at the end, and it sort of cost them. And so now they've got to verse Mottawarri, who had a win over Ocean Grove.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Could you fathom the chances of this being a grand final preview? Let's take nothing away from Torquay, but give us a percentage. What do you think, Luke?
For the game this week between Torquay and Amos?
Oh, no, I'm talking about what you saw, Amos versus Barwon Heads. I know it's a big call.
Yep.
And I mean no disrespect to Torquay when I ask you this, but is it a possibility?
Well, like we were saying before in GDFL, sometimes a week off, it can make you lose a bit of momentum, and Torquay are vulnerable in that respect. Do I think that Amos and Barwon Heads was a grand final preview? No, I don't think so. Barwon Heads have to basically win the rest of their games down. They've got to come up against Mottawarri, who they can probably defeat, but then they've got to verse either Amos or Torquay the week after. So I see actually the Amos and Torquay game this weekend being the grand final preview, because those two sides, undoubtedly, for the last couple of weeks, I can't decide between the two who will be the premiership favourites, but I rather see that game as the grand final preview.
Well, the game between Mottawarri and Ocean Grove at times became a little bit hostile. There was no love lost between those two teams.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that game, but I did keep up to date with the scoreline throughout the day. Ocean Grove, they had a good start. They levelled with Mottawarri. It was pretty even at quarter time, but then Mottawarri, they just blew out for the rest of the game and probably gave Paul Lynch a bit of headaches. No doubt he's been having those sort of headaches throughout the season, especially during the end with that loss to Drysdale and almost a loss to Queenscliff too in the last round of the season. But Mottawarri, to be honest, I thought that it was a pretty predictable game, and Mottawarri did steal the win there.
Well, Lynchy suffers fools lightly, so he would be absolutely furious with that result.
Yeah, he probably would be a bit furious. I don't know what to say on his behalf, but it's probably something he doesn't want to see. But it's a good chance to now rebuild for next year and look ahead.
And potentially some injuries too coming out of the game for Mottawarri.
Yeah, so Daniel Sturzaker from the halfback, I don't know what injury he had because I didn't see the game, but it might have been a leg injury, I believe. He went down, and he also got reported for striking against one of the Ocean Grove players. It could be a big loss on Mottawarri. They've got a huge game coming up against Barwon Heads this Sunday, and they would want him back as quickly as possible. I don't know the severity of the injury, so we'll have to find out.
And obviously, the Mottawarri is obviously trying to keep their list together, hoping to replicate last year's achievement, which was coming from an elimination final. Do you give them any chance at all?
They certainly would have a lot of confidence after last year, but they've got to take every game one at a time. Barwon Heads is a massive opponent to come up against, and if they can beat them, then they've got to verse the likes of Amos and Torquay, which they haven't had a good run on this season. If we look at stats, they only won 2 top 5 games this season. So it's going to be a tough run, but we wish them all the best.
And what about the games coming up this weekend? They're 2 absolute dead set crackers. Take us through those a little more specifically.
Yep, so this Saturday it is Torquay and Amos, which is a spot for the grand final, and that means a week off. What I can see from that game is that Torquay will be ready to play. They've got a massive home ground advantage because they're playing at Torquay, so they can take Amos on that for granted. Also on Sunday we've got Barwon Heads and Mottawarri. Barwon Heads will be very hungry for the win. They almost had it on last Saturday with that almost upset. And Mottawarri will just be hoping for the best, giving it the best they can. And I'm looking forward to it.
Alex spoke earlier about Inverleigh and their week off and the fact that maybe they just lose a little bit of continuity. And just asking the question, is Torquay in a similar sort of situation?
They could be. They haven't finished. I don't know the last time they finished on top spot. Does anyone? I think it might have been.
Alex is a stats man.
Yeah, Alex Statman.
I've only covered 5 VFL games and I was just mesmerised by Mitch Day in every one of them, so I'm not too sure. But
Yeah, but anyway, if with this week off, they haven't had one in a while, so they've really got to play hard in a week off, and they've got to train and prepare because Amos are a massive threat to them, and that game's just going to be crucial. I can't express it enough. It's a massive game.
On Mottawarri, Luke, I saw Luke Forbes, a fellow Luke, kicked 4 goals over the weekend. He's a Newtown product from the GFL.
and Thompson in the GDFL.
And Thompson, so he's been to all
Good
the big 3 leagues, Alex.
That's it.
And in his last grand final appearance for Newtown, kicked 6 goals in a losing cause. Bit of a fossil now. I think he's pushing 35, Luke, but they've managed him through the season and they're trying to get him right for this time of the year because he's such an important player to Mottawarri's chances.
Yeah, no doubt they want to preserve him, and they want to preserve all their players really. So I don't know what to say. Luke Forbes hopefully puts on a show on this Sunday. But Mottawarri will definitely be looking to preserve their players, keep them in handy nick, and coming to this game with a full deck of cards.
I'll just ask what I asked in the first episode.
Yep.
Josh Finch, does he get Ash Medal number 8 or 9 this year?
He could. You can't go past him, but we can also look at a couple of Ocean Grove players. Caden Long, he was a good prospect. We've also got. Just forgot his name.
James Linton?
James. Sorry?
Linton?
Yeah, James Linton and James Dark as well from Torquay. They're pretty good prospects to have for the Ash Medal this year, but you can't go past Finch. He's played very well this season.
Okay.
And the question that I think I've asked you in probably previous weeks too is the best sides that are not in action right now, that are sitting back and just lamenting the fact that they've missed opportunities during the course of the season. Is Queenscliff the side?
That has missed on making it to finals.
Missed on making finals.
Yeah, no doubt. I think they made finals last year, so it's pretty disappointing that they couldn't make it this year. And they played some really good games. I remember seeing them play Torquay at Torquay that day when they had a very big upset. So they'll probably be kicking themselves, but like I said, it's all about looking ahead now. They can't really do anything about this season, and wish them all the best.
It's coming across all leagues, isn't it, really? That fact that you miss a game by a point or something like that, and all of a sudden you've missed finals and... you just think what could have been, particularly if you've knocked over one of the top few sides. So.
And to be fair, there is a pretty huge calibre between 5th and 6th because we knew for a couple of weeks now that those 5, Ocean Grove and Mottawarri and all those were going to make finals. So it was pretty hard to make the top 5 this year. So Queenscliff should take credit for that.
All right, terrific work once again covering the Ballarat Footy League. We will be back with more on the Geelong Regional Footy Show on the other side of these sponsor announcements.